Hafa Guam. I'm Adriana Cotero, and today I am joined here with Landon Eidlet. He is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service, and we're going to be discussing a few of the different advisories that are in place right now, as there has been a red flag warning issued for Guam. Although, Landon, just in discussions with you prior, you mentioned that it's that the advisory is not in place right now. However, later this week, as soon as tomorrow, it'll be back up. So if you could just shed some light on the red flag warning, on that red flag warning.
Yeah, we had a red flag warning in effect yesterday through much of the day yesterday until the evening hours. And that just means that any fires that do develop could spread rapidly and quickly and be difficult to contain. That's typical for this time of the year and will continue probably for the next several months to come. And so that's just typical of our dry season. Right now, we do not have a fire weather watch or red flag warning in effect. We did have some rainfall overnight that did mitigate the short-term fire danger risk, but that was only minimal. So we're going to see the red flag or the fire weather watch possibly come back into effect probably tomorrow with continued dry conditions through today into the next several days. The key factor in that is the wind. Once we see the wind start increasing up across the region, that's what makes any fires that are set very dangerous and prone to spreading rapidly and make it difficult to contain, especially in the central and southern mountains where you have wide open swordgrass areas. Those fires can spread rapidly up the slopes and endanger people anywhere in the path.
So even though it's not currently in effect right now as we're speaking, you also, we're still not recommending any fire burning, correct?
That's correct. We want to refrain from starting any fires. All wildfires on Guam, they are man-made, so keep that in mind. And they can start from something as simple as somebody flicking a cigarette out of a car window when they're driving. The ashes from that cigarette could start a fire, and that could in turn spread. People that are burning yard debris, for example, a lot of people are home from work because of the ongoing virus shutdown across the region. If you're cleaning stuff out, don't go take your papers and burn yard debris because the wind could carry those embers and start a fire somewhere downwind.
Mm-hmm. And so the reason why it wasn't in effect this morning was because of the bit of rainfall that we had over the night. Are we expecting any more rainfall this week?
Well, we're looking at a slight chance of isolated showers at best. That's really not much. We did have some heavy rainfall briefly this morning over much of Guam, anywhere from 0.2 of an inch to just over half of an inch in some of the central and southern locations of Guam. So that was much needed rainfall. And again, that's only a short-term mitigation. So any showers that do occur over the next week, they're going to be more light to moderate and quick to start and quick to end. We could see a trade wind disturbance come through on Sunday and Monday that could give us a little bit more shower activity across the region. We're hoping that will come to pass. But with that trade wind surge, we're going to be looking at something. I'm going to show you this right quick. Turn my camera around.
Mm-hmm.
These are...
Oh, I think it went left.
Okay. There we go.
Sorry.
Over the ocean.
Yeah, I don't see.
Well, I think right now the wind a little bit, but once those start to increase wildfire. There we go.
And then there's a few other advisories in. Oh wait, is it showing up now? I don't know if I see it. It's just showing up black now.
Yeah. So I'll leave the camera right here for now.
So I know that there's a few other advisories in effect too, right? Rip currents.
Yeah, we do have a high risk of rip currents, and that's along the eastern shores of Guam and the CNMI. That's just because of the pronounced trade winds and the induced trade wind swell across the region. We're going to see that continue for the next several days. So if you're out there getting a little bit of fresh air from being stuck in the home for days or weeks, do be careful along the east and northeast shores. That would include Retidian Beach, which I believe they are closed off during this government shutdown for the virus. be careful along east-facing reefs because those rip currents will be strong and the waves will be large. So never turn your back to the seas. So again, a high risk of rip currents along the east coast of Guam and the CNMI, and that'll continue for the coming days.
Yeah, that brings up a good point because, as you said, people might be wanting to get out and get fresh air, but a lot of them are alone while they're doing it too.
Yeah, that's true. Again, keeping social isolation and distancing in mind. Never go out near the coast or in the water alone. It's always better to play it safe. But again, we are in a quarantine or a lockdown island-wide, so you don't have much opportunity to stay at home and just relax. I've been at home relaxing for the last several days, and it's been quite nice. But I'm back here in the office today working. Make the most of your downtime. How often do we get these opportunities?
And also, while people are home, I know they might be doing some cleaning. And so just touching back on how to not cause any fire burning, even if, it's at home, even if it's a small little fire, if they're burning some sort of any trash.
Yeah, that's correct. Always play it safe. Even if it's a small pile or you're just doing a campfire in the backyard or somewhere, just one gust of wind can be enough to carry these embers from that fire downwind of where you are, and it could spark another fire that could be difficult to contain. So again, keep that in mind for not just the next several days, the next week or two, but also the next coming months as the dry season continues on.
How long does dry season often last?
Usually starts around January and it goes on into May, sometimes into June. We start seeing some of the heavier rainfall start arriving late May into June, and then on into July when the wet season really starts to transition to that period. So again, we're going to see the dry conditions continue generally through end of May into June.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I just wanted to also ask real quick, as far as, with the virus and the outbreak, how are operations at the National Weather Service?
Here at the Weather Office, we always keep that in mind. We always have a continuity of operation plans. We want to be ready to operate no matter what happens, including global pandemics. We are always here to operate. We are a 24/7 operation. So we have taken in some steps to mitigate our operations so that we're socially distanced. You see my coworker, he's behind me over there. We have lots of space between us. We also are sanitizing our workstations at the start of every shift and at the end of every shift. So we always make sure that we are as clean and sanitized as possible. But we also have reduced the number of bodies that are inside the facility at any time doing telework. But our operations are 24/7, so we are always here watching the weather because as all the focus is on the virus globally, we don't want people in the region to have to worry about weather too. So again, let the Weather Service worry about the weather, and if we have a significant threat, we're going to get that word out to all of our core partners in the region.
Of course, yes, and we appreciate you getting those words out to us always. Anything else you want to highlight as far as any warnings for the community?
No, that's about it. It's the dry, windy season. So again, play it safe, especially when it comes to the fires and also the rip risk. Otherwise, beautiful weather out there. So play it safe and stay healthy and well.
Okay. Well, for whatever reason, you're black on my screen, so I can't see you. But thank you again for speaking with us and telling us on these, the red flag warnings that will be in place this week.
Yes, stay tuned. If we have any threats, we're going to be posting it to our social media as well as our webpage. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And thank you all for watching. Again, that was Landon. I'm sorry if I mess up your last name, but Adlet, and with the National Weather Service, a meteorologist. Thank you guys. Stay safe.